Hi there everyone, this is Tracy from Lavinia Stamps and welcome to another demonstration today. Thank you for joining me. We've got masking sheets here, something that we've just put on the website. I'm sure that you've all used masking sheets, not something that I have used. So I thought I'd have a play. Something I did notice, because we've got our masking circle here, which is great with a stencil brush to get that nice sharp edge. But when it comes to stamping, so if I was to ink up, because there's a slight lift here, okay, you'll never quite you'll get that rock. Yeah, so you won't get that stamped image. You see? Because there's a lip there. Now something like the masking sheet, all I did was got one of my circle masks. I drew inside and then I cut out a circle. And this stuff, you just peel it back, sticky on one side. It is repositionable, you can use it a few times. And then I'm going to place that down in the centre there. As I say, it's repositionable, so don't worry if you don't get it in the centre. Just lift it back off and go for it again. And then push out any little air bubbles, and that gives you a really flat area. There is no lip there, or if there is, it's tiny. So when you stamp then onto your card, you won't get that lip, you won't get the drop, so you'll get the full image there. So I'm going to grab a couple of colours. I'm going to start with the pine. And I'm just going to work my way around. Lovely green. Which colour green is that? That's the pine. It's very fresh, very summery. And now we're going to use the Bermuda, which is one of my favourite colours. It's like a sage colour. And this is going to give us a little bit of depth. So again, I'm just going to go around the edge. So let's go with some purples. I think they're a good complementary colour against the green. So I'm going to grab some little foliage stamps now. Got a couple here. Fern, and I've got one of those. Okay, so if you haven't got these particular foliage stamps, don't worry, you can use this technique with any sort of mini stamp or foliage stamp. So let's just start with the ferns. I'm going to take off because it's quite a strong colour, and then I'm just going to start popping these about on the edge of the card. Now straight away you can see that I get that full image stamped straight on, and that's because there is no lip. And I thought, this is great, what a great idea. Okay, I'm going to go in with some Shady Lane now. I do love these ferns. These are from our latest collection and I've used them on so many projects already. I just love the way you can build up. And now I'm going to another little foliage stamp, one of my other favourites. And I'm going to ink up initially in the Purple Delight. Take off, I want to test the water first just to see how pink that is. So I'm going to take off initially all the way around and then I'll bring in some depth afterwards. Such a pretty colour. And I do think these colours go so well together. So now I'm going to ink up and I'm going to stamp straight on. And you can see that's given you another dimension. It really does make it 3D. Because you've got different levels of colour and depth. And that's what's great about stamping. It's so easy to create depth. Okay, so I might now just go in with the odd purple. This is the medieval blue, should I say. Just the very odd one. Maybe a couple this side. It's knowing when to stop, isn't it? I do love this technique of just building. I think we'll take this off now. And then you can see how sharp that edge is. Look at that. Isn't that great? Simple things excite me. Okay, I'm going to stick that back on because, as I say, the great thing is that you can use it again. Right, I'm going to just soften that inside a little now. Just soften that edge just a little. That soften my edges so you can't see the line that I cut now. Disguise it. Okay. So now we've got our little boat. This is from one of our previous releases. And I'm going to ink at this time in the black. This is the Nocturne. And let's pop that down right at the bottom and then we can just fit that in. Give that a good press. And there we go. We want someone in our boat. So I've got a couple of little mice and I'm going to pop them in the boat. I need to tear a little bit of paper just to mask off our mouse the best we can. I'm going to ink up but this will make sure completely that it's not going to go over the top of the boat. So just to be safe, mask off, and then I'm going to pop him down, playing his little flute. Give that a good press. And there we go. And then we've got our other little mouse here. I'm going to ink up. This is our dancing mice. And I'm going to pop him just on the top there, just his little foot right on top of the boat, leaning over, balancing and hanging on to that leaf. And of course that's the beauty of the transparent stamps, is that you can see exactly where you're stamping. So there he is, balancing on the top there. So next thing we're going to do is we've got violet chalk here. I've got my paintbrush and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that colour just to complement the flowers on the outside. I'm just going to paint in the boat just to make it a little bit more solid. I'm giving it a little bit more depth down at the bottom here. Like so. And now I've got confetti. And then I'm going to just paint that lovely flower. Paint the petals, lovely pink. And that's the beauty about the ink pads as well, is that they're all water based, so they paint beautifully. And all I do is just add a little bit of water into the lid. Literally just a tiny bit of water. And they're good to go. Okay. So I've got my star stamp here as well. I think I might just add a few stars. This time I'm going to use the Warm Breeze. So ink up, just test it first, test the depth that you want, and then I'm just going to place a few little stars around the boat. I am now going to use some mica minerals, and I've got my stencil here, my little circle stencil, and I've just got a mark there of black, so I'm going to cover that. And stencils are great for, you know, any fingerprints or any areas if you just go over lightly, but today I'm going to actually use the Versamark and add the mica mineral over the top. So I've got a smoothie here. What I'm going to do is just dab into the Versamark, few circles. You don't need many. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. Okay, and now we've got the lavender blue mica mineral, which is a gorgeous, I wonder if you can see that. It is just beautiful colour. And we're going to add just a tiny amount, brush over the top. and it will automatically stick to the Versamark. You don't need to heat set it, it automatically sets. So it's really easy and effective. And that's it. I'm hoping that you can see that lovely, lovely colour in the light there. So we can add a little bit of glitter. We've got our Arabian Surprise. And we'll take the glue pen and we're just going to add a little bit down here. As this is where the water would be. So I'm just adding a tiny amount. And let's tap that off. Pop the glitter back in. And there we go. And there it is. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the demonstration today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's inspired you to have a go yourselves. And you take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now, guys. Bye.